Yoga for Healing Warriors. Let's see what else we need to know. And tap right in and see what the message is. You blocked and alchemized someone with a bald head. So a male figure has been blocked. They may have tried to drug you, and your ancestors are pissed the fuck off. And we're going to stick with those right there because this may be a deep enough message on its own with just drugging you. That's enough. Let's see who this is and what we need to know. Somebody that you blocked, and you're alchemizing any negative energy that they are sending you or have sent you. You're resting and recovering in solitude, financially stable, being guided by your guides and higher self, aware of the attempts, possibly 3, made on your life. You blocked. Who did you block? Someone that you had to be strong about. You had to have courage and inner strength, resilience, dealing with this energy. Concerning someone that wanted to maybe gain an inheritance by your death or life insurance, something along those lines. Something that would be a big financial gain for them. Possibly a King of Pentacles. Who is this bald head? Who is this person with the bald head? A Knight of Swords. Someone that took action with speed, was really determined, and it was for gain of financial. Someone that took their time. They're steadfast, and they were loyal to their work that they put in for this financial gain. Drugged you. What do we need to know about that? Someone that wanted to gain control. They were obsessed. They were obsessed about this financial stability and controlling of their expenses. Someone that is greedy and hoarding of their own energy. And the ancestors are pissed off because they saw what was done. And this person is losing sleep. Your ancestors have guided you to peace and release of this energy that may have caused you a lot of stress. And that is the truth and clarity. There's been a breakthrough. You maintain your power and your finances, your own currency, your health. And who is this in stress? Is it this Knight of Swords energy that was moving so patiently? Whoever this is resting and recovering, and they're contemplating about what's going to happen to them. They're in regretless. They're regretless. And they're accepting the fact that you healed from this. And they are in financial loss. Give me one on the Strength card. This was a heavy burden that you have carried. You've released the burdens that was meant to cause you a strain. A Queen of Cups. Someone that is emotionally balanced and mature. someone that is nurturing, an empath, someone that is of good counsel, minding her own. She is grounded and she communicates well. These people or person, this one with the bald head, had to walk away from this conflict of manipulation in their strategy, facing losses financially because they didn't gain it by your death, by them drugging you. They wanted this abundance. This is a earth element, someone that is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. How peculiar. I know a bald-headed Taurus. You're maintaining your balance and harmony. You've adapted through your trials and tribulations and these burdens that you've carried. And this person that drugged you, that selfish and greedy and hoarding, is now moving fast, wanting to travel away and remove themselves from this energy. They don't want to be seen, but it's too late because the ancestors are already aware and haunting them in their sleep, giving them nightmares, causing them sleepless nights, causing them to think about the actions they took so quickly. And what's to come of these actions that they took so quickly to gain this abundance? What's to happen of this? They had to surrender and release this plan that they were paid to do. And they're trying to balance out the energy that you are alchemizing by blocking them. Because you are aware that they were a juggler, that they were multitasking, may have been a third party. And they're paying close attention to their finances that they're lacking. And the ancestors that are haunting them in their sleep, causing them restless nights, causing them to think about what they are doing. This King of Wands energy. Someone that is of leadership, that had a vision of this plan for financial success, that may have broken your heart, caused you grief, and understanding that this is what was occurring, that you're aware of. Something you've healed for or healing from. It was a love-hate situation. You gave love, they gave hate. There's some sick people out here. Switch the roles how they may be. If you're the masculine and some Queen of Wands tried to assassinate you by drugging you for financial gain. Oh, this card doesn't even belong in there. Death. They're used to using their slithering tongue and alcohol. They may have slipped something in a drink while they were sweet talking you. This Queen of Wands or Queen of Cups, they wanted to sweep her off her feet in romance and possibly pretend they wanted to marry her when actually they wanted her gone, out of her mind, imbalance, all for abundance. And this is shocking news to a lot of people. And this person, this bald-headed person that took swift action, this King of Wands that was slow and steady, working toward this abundance, is having shocking news and having sleepless nights, worried and replaying the events about you in their mind because you see the true colors and you're telling the story. And they are stuck, living each moment as it comes, drinking themselves, living a toxic lifestyle. This living in the moment, they're in massive regrets. This King of Wands, what else do we need to know? They're under high pressure and anxiety, needing to make decisions, and they know their time is running out of them pretending to be living happily single and setting goals, being career focused, when they're actually a jackass that may be thinking of offing themselves, maybe by doing it the slow process of drinking themselves to death. And this romance that they wanted to try to sweep you off your feet about, they're now dealing with legal matters. This person may be even going through a divorce, having to split property, maybe going and dealing with paternity tests and having to pay child support because they're in a love-hate situation, living in their shadow, having sleepless nights because they're continued of their round and round cycle of karmic lessons that they're getting triggered by, living in massive regrets. And they're having these sleepless nights and massive regrets because you may have been their twin flame. This was a karmic lesson for you and them. But this lover was a thug that's getting caught up and may end up in handcuffs. They may be in massive regrets because of this truth coming out, and they're not able to play fake busy. This person may also be a sex addict that's fucked up over you, pretending to be happily single, living in the moment. But they're living a toxic lifestyle, drinking and acting like they're partying up when they should be learning from this karmic lesson, or they soon will be, I'm sure. And what's to come of this toxic lifestyle of this person that's fucked up over you that was a twin flame, that are now wanting to send you love messages, checking up on you, wanting to pretend like they miss you maybe, but you're rejecting that shit. You're very well aware that they are in bad credit, above and below, in debt, karmic debt, material-wise debt. And you're rejecting this person going through legal matters that was hot and cold, and they're out of time, living their toxic life, being a backstabber, a cheater, someone that's very deceptive, that plays mind games and love bombs, pretending to be twin flames, or maybe they are, that it's a really tough lesson, but this is a thug that wanted to marry you, or at least pretend to, or maybe they would have married you, drugged you, made you disappear, or pretend that you offed yourself, all for financial gain. I'm hearing life insurance, making a tie with you being married and getting a policy on you because they're selfish, stubborn, and arrogant, and they wanted this to go their way. But you secluded yourself and separated. You may have done more soul searching after this event, something that they should be doing, but they're in heartbreak. And this card did not appear for no reason. They may be being forced to go into a transformation, or they may be meeting even more endings themselves. They're definitely in financial loss. You are escaping, walking solo dolo, blocking all these karmic energies, pushing them away. In this love-hate situation that they have ran out of time, and they're facing these legal issues after trying to sweep you off your feet with romance. They're spying on such social network, trying to gain information on you, on ways that they could come in, because they know their time is up, and they're conflicted. Trying to think of multiple ways to get back in as they're spying and watching your social network, your social media. This is someone that has repeated the same karmic lesson in past lives. It's deja vu for them to be a fuck up in every lifetime. Missing the target this time for sure. Feeling stressed out, feeling the tension and arguing with others. In debt, weighed down. This past life lover that's clinging, holding on, and spying heavily, obsessing over you and what they did not accomplish, but they are observed. This is someone that is very prideful, arrogant, stuck in their ways, most likely a narcissist that you rejected, that you're secluding yourself from. And this person that you rejected, they don't feel like this was a mistake. They don't feel regret about doing this. And you're definitely not misunderstanding this. They are not the victim, and neither are you. But you definitely should always reject, dismiss, and don't think if your intuition is telling you someone's trying to do something to you, that you're having an irrational fear. Listen to what your inner voice is telling you always, because there are some devils walking around looking like human beings. Twin flame again. Someone that was mirroring you, pretending to have shared feelings, reflecting only what you were projecting to them as true. They were only reflecting your pureness. Now they're clinging, chasing after you behind the scenes, spying, regretting what they've done, in conflict, knowing that you're incompatible with them and there's no return. Your heart is open, but you are not receptive or vulnerable to this bald-headed King of Wands energy that's in regret, that has the ancestors on their neck. These legal matters. What do we need to know? Why are they having these legal matters? Because you walked away. You released them. They're not covered under your divine energy. This is not a divine masculine. This is someone that's been chasing thrills, wanting only to have a good time, living in a fantasy world, conflicted, knowing that you and him, or you and her, have clashing incompatibility. Somebody you walked away from. Someone that is only wanting your sexual energy. Your root chakra is where you keep your abundance. Allowing someone to lay with you, you leave yourself open and vulnerable. And this is not somebody you want to do that with, that's in their pride and ego. Someone that's stubborn, that wanted to drug you. Stay secluded. this person that is walking around as though they're divine masculine energy, what do we need to know? What do we need to know, Holy Spirit, about this person pretending to be a divine masculine? Maybe wanting to return, to apologize, wanting your forgiveness because they know that your ancestors are on their head. They want to return and pretend like you're their soulmate and there's a deep love and a unity, that there's a connection. This is pathetic. This apology, this forgiveness is only for their own security, for them to establish themselves, maybe even try to make a bond with you as a child. So you have a connection that they'll have to stay in your energy. But this is a shallow, hollow, empty person that is bored with themselves, that must face the consequences. Stay secluded, protect yourself, and be aware that there are energies like this walking around, pretending to be your divine twin flame or soulmate, when only they're wanting a come up off of you. Peace.